Where's it?
And we are
The
live.
broadcast is live.
Yay.
I see Metal. Hi, guys.
Say hi.
See Jonacide, Metal Twister. Hope everybody had a lovely weekend.
A horse.
Yeah. We have Miss Ella here as our special guest.
You say hi. Say hi, YouTube. Hi.
Someday, Ella, you're going to look back and go, oh my God, Nana, what did you do? So how was both of yours Memorial Day weekends?
Productive, full of self-care. Got to enjoy a nice fire in my fire pit. I get to plant.
Oh, you just love those.
I got to eat some good food. I got to spend some time with this little rugrat, which is always a fun thing and good for nanas. Spending time with the grandbabies. I got some. Say hi, Metal Twister. Say hi, Metal Twister.
Oh, now she's gonna be shy.
Yeah, so it was productive and full of good stuff and a nice self-care weekend.
Awesome.
Excellent.
So what about you, Deb? What did you do for the
Joe,
long
what
weekend?
did you do?
So for me, so it was kind of like self-care, but also a little bit of not that I didn't have a choice. I actually didn't do a lot. I was absolutely exhausted and I had a headache for a few days. So I actually laid low Saturday. I just sat on the couch. I found a new show to binge watch called The Good Doctor, which I'm addicted to. So did that and grocery shopped. I went on Sunday, visited a friend for a few hours, which was awesome. And yesterday, I really just needed the rest, honestly. So I did rest. And then yesterday, I just the same kind of thing, putzed around the house. I always feel good if I get to clean stuff out. So I cleaned out a bunch of stuff. That always makes me feel good and productive for the week. So that was pretty much what I did. Just kind of laid low. So what about you, Deb?
Yeah, we were forced to kind of hang out and lay low and do pretty much nothing. So on our farm, where we live, it pretty much rained all weekend. The weather was cold. I did have a friend come in on Friday that I haven't seen in 3 years since I moved here. She used to actually watch my dogs for me.
Awesome.
And she came for a visit with her girls on Friday. We had a wonderful day. We had the fire pit going. We went on a hike. It was just nice to catch up. I baked. She brought me this big, huge thing of honey. When I tell you, it's the best honey you'll ever have in your life. It's amazing. I have never tasted anything so sweet and
Really?
delicious. It's just amazing. Oh my God, it's the best honey. And they're out of Connecticut. Her and her husband have I guess a bee shop.
They got
where
a
he
bee
sells
farm?
bees. They do the honey. They sell their honey and everything. They have bees on their property, but he has a whole business where he travels with his bees and stuff like that. So it's amazing.
It's a whole process. There's someone that Danny knows because Cameron went and it's local around here and he got to make honey and he brought home combs. I got pictures of it and I think we're down to one jar of honey, but there's a whole process that goes along with it. But Cameron had a ball and I remember
she's like, do you want me to bring anything? And I was like, bring your honey.
Bring your honey. I was gonna say if it's from Mass,
and then go ahead.
No, I was gonna say if she was from Mass, she could have bought you fluff, so you could make those yummy whoopie pie things.
Well, I can actually get fluff off of Amazon. I buy that in bulk. So, I can't get her honey shipped, so this
Oh,
this was the next best thing. So I'm very happy with it. Yeah, and then we went to our favorite distillery and had a good time there. We went out to times. We had a nice weekend. It was nice and low key togetherness. It was good. We needed it.
I am sure that's so good to hear, though. Yeah, a lot of people, everyone I've talked to have kind of
Hey,
stayed low.
Sarah. Hey, Angela.
So all the bridge buddies are gonna start coming over now because Corey was live at 7. I had popped over to say hi, so I'm sure. I think he was.
Oh, okay. So
I
he's all
think he
done
was.
now.
I most likely. I think he was just going on to give some quick updates for his channel because he's crazy busy right now, which is fine. But I might have written in the chat though for everyone that was there that we were giving away our reading tonight if they wanted to come over here at 8:00.
Joe.
Hey, he did. It's
Way to
fine. I
pull him
mean,
in.
it's fine. If it wasn't for the Bridge Buddies, we wouldn't have gone to 100 subscribers. So I just came in to say hi, and then he just said, I might be on, I think, next week with him again. So Ella's doing handstands. Oh, they got to see
So
Bobby
we're
too.
still
That's
working
awesome.
on self-care. So I would love to hear, from everybody that's watching what they did this week for their own self-care practice. Joe, what is one thing that you did this week for your own self-care?
Excuse me. What did I do? So going to see my friend that I have not had the time or schedule conflicts. We haven't had time to just have more than a face-to-face conversation of like 5 or 10 minutes. But I was at her house for, oh God, like 3 hours, I think. So that was because I remember
Wow.
getting ready to go. I was like pushing myself, like making myself. I was feeling really down, but after I left there, I felt totally better. Like my spirit, I just really needed that human connection because text messages, phone calls, but to just spend quality time with her was awesome. And then we went for a walk on the boulevard later on, and it was short because it was like 8:00 in the. Oh my God, it was so funny. You walk down one way, well, like the window, the breeze is nice, and then you come back the other way. It was like a wind tunnel. So so that was what I did. Just spending some quality time outside my house with a friend was really huge for me.
It is. It's wonderful when we get those chances to be people that we haven't been with in a long time.
Yeah. You miss the human connection and someone that, and it's someone that is near and dear to me, someone I care about a lot. So that's why it was like even better um to see her. And her mom's had been in the hospital. So it was like kind of like a great exchange, support for each other. So it was a good visit.
Absolutely. I love that. Yeah, I think hanging out with my friend was the highlight of my self-care, being able to just not worry about anything else and just being just with
Mm-hmm.
my friend and her kids and just enjoying um, not having to worry about work or taking care of anybody. It was just like we're hanging out and we're just enjoying each other and talking smack about ourselves. No.
No, but seriously, it is true. Like, I think I value, ever since we had to go into when we're all in lockdown, right? We couldn't see anybody. So I think for me,
Mhm.
and then me being sick, I then didn't see anyone either. So for me now, I really value and treasure the times when I can, now that I can leave my house and go visit people, face to face, not just even over FaceTime or video, actual, like, sitting out, we were sitting outside too, or dogs were running around. Me and her dogs have an agreement. Like, we've talked this out that they're not supposed to jump on me and stuff. But her dog Macy kept licking my leg and it was all broken out in hives. And she felt bad. I'm like, it's fine. It'll go away. Well, I'm allergic. Ooh, so Sandra, she did cleansing energies. Took her about 30 to 40 minutes. That's good.
She
Oh my
did Carrie's meditation
God.
again.
Nice. That's so awesome. So that's what, whenever we do a meditation during the live streams, I'm going to try to clip them. But lessons learned, next time, watch it first so I get the timestamps instead of what I went through. And we're going to post them separately so you can go back and listen to
Oh,
just the meditation. Oh, yeah, you should have. I told you it took me like, what, 8
thank you, Jill,
tries?
so much for doing that. That's such a pain in the butt. I don't think I have patience for that.
Well, if I had just like listened on YouTube and wrote down the timestamp, it would have been much easier than the way I started. We're still new to this.
Yeah.
So May's ending. Actually, it's my dad's birthday tomorrow, funny enough.
Happy birthday.
Yes, he will be 69 years old tomorrow. But
Wow.
I know, just
Excuse me.
stop yawning.
Sorry.
So we're gonna finish up May with self-care, and then for June, we're gonna do a theme for the month. And if everyone, so you have everyone in the chat has 2 choices. It will either be like Angels 101 or learning how to read cards 101. Majority rules. So if people want to put in the chat what they'd like to hear about for next month, we'll keep track. My chair
Does
stuck.
anybody struggle with self-care, taking that time for themselves? Mm-hmm. Right? We feel guilty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Carrie, what did you do for yourself for self-care this past week?
I actually
Meadow
planted.
Sister says your meditation was the best.
Oh, thank you.
I don't want.
Oh, okay, you don't have to. I actually planted. So I actually was in my front yard and had sandals on, so my feet were almost in the dirt. And just like pulled through pulled the weeds and used the rakes and the spades and shovels to really turn the soil over, and then planted some plants. And then I also did in my pots. I did some more herbs and some vegetables that I planted in there. What, honey?
I don't want this.
Okay, you don't have to. And then I practiced some meditation, self-meditation, as well as guided meditation. And that was a lot of where my focus was.
Very good.
So I may spend most of tonight on mute, and I apologize for that, but I have a beautiful 4-year-old
She's
granddaughter.
fine.
But that's okay because
Just
Ella's
turned
gonna have
over.
an important job at 8:45. She's gonna pull.
Yes, she has a very important job at 8:45, so we're gonna keep her going, but I might keep myself on mute a lot. So
So we got 2 votes for Angels. Go 3.
Okay. Excellent.
What? No.
Oh, SG multitasking's like It's like the story of my life. That's what I do
Do you
all the
vote for
time. So
angels or card reading 101? No. Do you want angels or card readings?
So do you want me to pull a card now?
yeah,
Trying to get
why
the
not?
theme for our self-care going? Yeah, let's see. I'm just going to pull a card for the collective. Oh, another one for angels.
So I think angels is going to be the winner. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, interesting. I got, so this is an empty card. So this is what I pulled first, right? This is my future is, and then on the other side is I trust. So that is for you to fill in the blank, not for me to fill in the blank, but that's for me to fill in my own blank. My future is, meaning you can create your future however you choose. And you have to trust yourself. You have to trust that process, right? And in order to do that, this is where the second card amazingly came in, right? We must release the past and forgive everyone, including self. I free myself and everyone in my life from old past hurts. They are free, and I am free to move into new glorious experiences. I think that is perfect to sort of end our self care month with. And it perfectly sets us into a space, taking that time for ourselves to, even the rose here, like planting our seeds, so all the new seeds, right? It's kind of starting to wilt and drop its seed down, releasing, right? How do we forgive? We hold up that mirror. I love that, right? We hold up that mirror, we look at ourselves and we ask ourselves, where is it that we need to forgive ourselves for participating however it is to the situation? Because we all have participated in a certain situation, meaning so many different things, right? So I had a conversation with one of my friends a few weeks back. We were kind of doing an exchange, and she asked me a question about the people in her life. And I looked at her and I said, she acts that way with you because that's how you taught her. You reacted to the way she was behaving. And by doing that, we teach people how to act around us. Does that make sense? So we're setting, if we're not setting clear boundaries and we're not being truthful to ourselves, then we're teaching other people how to treat us. And we're responsible for that. And that's where the forgiveness comes in, when we become aware of, okay, because of the boundaries that I had set up or didn't set up, because of the way I let so and so behave in my presence without me being truthful, then I allowed that to happen. Therefore, it's my responsibility to acknowledge that and forgive myself for the way that situation played out, because we all have a role in everything that happens in our life, right? So then once we can forgive ourselves for that and look at it and see the truth of it, we then can move forward into our future and with said people, relationships, situations, and I don't want to say behave. We can respond different to those situations, and we can teach them how we choose to really be treated. Hopefully that makes sense. Does that make sense? Help me out here, ladies. Does that make
makes
sense?
perfect sense, because I can remember a time when I was struggling with a friend of mine. and I was like frustrated. And I remember you saying to me, what is she reflecting back at you that you see in yourself? That's why it's annoying you so much. Something to that effect, right? Like, what is it that she's doing that's actually a reflection of my own self? And I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember, because I think I was driving, and I remember going home and journaling about it, meditating upon it. And I was like, it made total sense. And again, not having clear boundaries. I think and it isn't like you need to sit down with this person and say, here are my boundaries and write them out and sign a contract.
Yeah.
But you have to, you have to
Which
put
isn't
them
a
in
bad
place.
idea, Joe.
It isn't a bad idea, but it's more like, if you keep allowing the same thing to happen, you're not putting up boundaries. If you're not, you don't have to cut them off in mid-sentence and be rude, but you just have to, it kind of comes to you, I think, if you follow like your intuition and
And it will
how you're
come to,
feeling.
yeah, it will come to each of us differently.
Yeah, to kind of spell it out, and sometimes I find too, it's communication, like they can't read our minds, so they don't know we're not available, right? Unless we tell them, hey, it's not a good time, can we catch up later on? Because I found that was something I was missing, I was lacking on my side, right? My part, I wasn't putting up a boundary to say, I'm still engaging, instead of
Yeah.
saying, I can't right now, but I can, you know, after dinner tonight, or something to that effect. That was something I learned through that, if that makes sense. Ooh, Sandra wrote a great comment. Ooh, you even brought some of her ancestors. That's so cool. Great explanation, Deborah. Part of the cleansing process, too, even brought ancestors back into the light with me. Would love to hear more about that, Sandra.
That's awesome. Yeah. Tell us more, Sandra.
So, luckily, with the platform we're using, another time we can actually put the link in the chat and have some of the people in the live chat actually join us to, share their experiences with us, and we can talk more. Probably not tonight, but like at another time, we can maybe pick a night where we do that. If people, and no pressure to be on video, but
Yeah.
at least come on, we can hear your voice. See how everyone
I would
thinks
love
of
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I think I keep freezing. I'm sorry, Jill, if I do.
You're not, Deb. You're not freezing on my end. Carrie's and Lala with Ella. So I know we said we were going to pull. Actually, oh my God. Actually followed a psychic named Rachel. There's so many. As we were getting ready for tonight, I just wrote down like what people could take away from this month of us talking about self-care. Hopefully a lot of people will go back and listen to the meditation Carrie did. There's actually another heart meditation from Deb that's I'm going to put them in a playlist. But I just thought if we left them with some ideas to think about going forward for self-care, and it's like taking a bath and to put Epsom salt in it. That was something that was always suggested to help cleanse, and it's very healing, especially for people like me whose every joint hurts these days. It feels like, going for a walk, sticking your feet in nature, kind of like what Carrie got so close to getting her feet totally submerged. Just listening to relaxing music, or even fun music, and dancing it out by yourself like a rock star with no one around. Anything that quiets your mind. If you're a crafter, you knit, crochet, cooking. Nothing beats a nap in the afternoon. Obviously, if you know a Reiki healer who can do long distance
Or
or in
baking
person.
sourdough.
or baking sourdough, which I swear, Deb, if I lived near you, I'd be knocking on your door with some of the things that you post. But that's whatever self-care looks like for you, just remember to carve out some time. And if you're kind of lost with what to do, maybe there's some ideas. Hello. Hi, Mary. She's another bridge buddy. But I think the biggest thing I want people
Hi,
to remember
Mary.
is to, Mel Trish is working on animal communication. I would love just to make time for yourself, because I know I'm bad with it. I used to feel guilty if I took time for myself, but I am working on like putting it actually in my calendar if I have to now to remind myself.
Did somebody say nap?
Yeah.
Naps are awesome. I don't allow
Very.
myself to take naps too often. I do crave them every once in a while.
I
Excellent, Metal Twister is working on animal communication. It's a little slow, but I do see results. Just trust the process. Keep practicing. It will come to you. Ooh, Angela made a rhubarb pie this week and I
Yum.
found it really grounding. Haven't made pie in years. I love a good rhubarb pie. I haven't had one in years myself. I've
I
never
love pie.
made one. Have you ever had a rhubarb one?
I've had a rhubarb one. I haven't in ages though, but I do enjoy pie. You know what's funny with naps? I
Yeah.
used to love, I don't find I nap very often anymore. I don't know if I slept so much in like 2022, but I find now in the afternoons, if I was to take a nap on the weekends, it actually makes me feel more groggy. Like it doesn't feel as relaxing, but sometimes it's out of my hands. Like
If
I'll
I'm to
just,
take a nap, I will go out in my field and lay in the sun. Like
there you
just
go.
there's something about just laying out in nature. And that's the only time I'll allow myself to like close my eyes and just take a nap with a couple of my kitties that are roaming around.
Yeah, it
The best.
happens by accident.
And it's
Sometimes
only
like
like it's only like 5 minutes.
but hey, 5 minutes that you didn't have before. There's a few times I have just by chance, like watching a YouTube video or listening to something. Next thing you know, like I'll be like, oh my God, I just fell asleep for a half hour. Didn't even realize it. So I'm telling you, I could have used a nap today. I don't know about, I will say this about, a long weekend. I loved having the extra day off. It was so great going to bed like Sunday night, knowing I didn't have to get up or set an alarm on Monday. But my work week gets thrown off. That's the only downfall that I find. Because I think I said happy Monday to at least 5 people today on Zooms. Happy Monday. It's actually Tuesday. Whoops.
It's it's okay. Hopefully nobody, cares.
Oh no, they all thought it was because I think your clock gets thrown off.
Sandra, have you been practicing animal communication too? That's great. Oh, here comes Miss Willow.
I did get a I got a couple new card decks. Hey, House is
Did you?
having
What did you get?
So I got this one is Spirit
Oh
Junkie.
goodness, danger.
Yeah, Hay House had a sale.
Oh,
And
Brett,
then
is that Bree Brown?
it is Gabriel Bernstein. And then I
Oh,
got,
the Gabriel Bernstein, yes.
and I have been looking at the postcards from Spirit now for like a year. So I bought that deck, and then I totally copied you, Deborah. Oh, I called you Debbie. Oh, and I got the Herbal Astrologer because I've seen you use it.
Which one?
The Herbal Astrologer. You had done a couple card pulls from this, like you did them as like single, just quick videos. Yes. And just so you know, like people ask me how I pick my card deck. Sometimes if I see someone using a deck and I love the messages, that's when I'll get it myself when it's on sale. Yeah, they are kind
So
of
how many
big.
decks did you wind up getting?
Just 3. And the postcards from Spirit, you and Carrie both have, and I have been looking at it, and it was on sale, so I got it. And I know it's bad. I have a problem, but couldn't help myself. So the Spirit Junkie I haven't used yet, so I figured that was the one I would pull from tonight because it's one of those card decks that like the message is right in the meaning, and it has some pretty funky illustrations too, which I liked. How many decks? So SG, I think I'm over 100 now. It must be like, yeah, I'm over 100 now. So bad. But I get collectible decks, so. Oh, I got 2 cards for us. So if we're going to talk about self-care, I trust that my intuition is always leading me in the right direction. And the second one is I send a prayer of love to all beings in need of a miracle. So, can you see it? It's in front of my face, Deb. And this was the one about love. I really like these. I like the messages.
Yeah, those are nice.
So it looks like a lot of people. Ooh, so Mary Hubble on Saturday afternoon, I was napping but awakened by a male voice calling my name. Thought it was my landlord, but it wasn't. No guys around. Very interesting. I wonder next time you hear his voice, you should ask who he is, Mary.
Exactly.
Funny John aside, my buddy. That is very interesting. But that's what we want to hear about too. That's why I mentioned about people coming on because we would love to hear these stories. And, if you're getting visited by loved ones in spirit, maybe we can help bring them in. You never know. Carrie, how you doing, honey? How's Miss Ella? Is she getting warmed up for her big job tonight?
She's not sure. I just asked her if she's getting warmed up, and she goes, mm. But I'm laughing at some of the comments, like Jonicides. If Jilly said that she bought 3 decks, she actually bought 9. Just saying.
It was really only 3. Now we know. So, anything else around self-care that anyone has questions on? Okay.
What do you do for self-care?
Yes, Marcella, what do you do?
What do you put? Do you play games? You play with your toys? You come to Nana's house? Crickets.
So Deb is so let's see what Mary said. He started talking. He startled me. This was the second time I've heard my name called. Actually, I think I remember you saying that by a male voice. I believe it was one of my spirit guides when I was 18. A male voice woke me up by saying vibrant. Ooh.
You know what? My first initial reaction that it was spirit guide.
Yep. I agree.
I love it.
I felt that before she
Yeah.
said that. Yeah.
Yeah. He's trying to connect to, like, there's a message that needs to come through. So be open and be available to what comes through. I'm hearing dream journal, Mary. So if you don't have one, get one going. Keep it by your bed. So if you wake up to a certain thought, make sure you mark that down and see over the course of the week what comes through.
Definitely. That's what I was picking up too. I feel like there's a message that on a direction of your pathway that is coming through for you.
So, Sandra, how do you bring that into your hands, Reiki, to be able to use it in your body? And then, Mary, I believe that he wants me to get going in my life. I've been lacking.
So,
I feel
yeah,
like there's a little bit more though. It's more than that though. Do you guys feel that?
yeah. But she's got some
It's
good
definitely
directions to
something with the
start going with.
pathway.
She's got some good. She's got some good direction. Yes, Angela, Ella does come and snuggle in Nana's lap for some self care and some good energy. Most definitely. She hasn't parted ways with me since I got home, pretty much. So Sandra's question about the hot feeling or warm feeling in the hands. Honestly, based on experience, whenever I'm utilizing energy or Reiki, and I'm a Reiki practitioner myself, the energy that comes from my hands really is catered to what the energy is needed for that situation or that person or that session. So the energy through my hands can feel hot, my hands can feel warm, my hands can feel cool, or I can just literally feel like the pulsating of the energy of the Reiki coming through and the energy healing going forth. It really, what is neat about Reiki is it's the energy, universal energy that's coming through, and we're channeling the energy, the universal energy for the healing to take place, whether it's for ourselves or for others, and it's going to be for the highest and best of that situation. So just trust that whatever the sensation that you may be experiencing or not experiencing is still allowing the appropriate energy and the correct energy to flow. I've actually had situations where I've done healing sessions with somebody and it wasn't quite sure. Wasn't quite sure what the sensation was. Like it was just kind of neutral in a sense for me. But afterwards, when they shared and they expressed their feedback on it, they were like, "Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it." Where I really needed some really, really, really warmth and pressure in my shoulder blades. It was so warm to the touch, and it was so like I could feel that. And then in the crook of my back, there was a nice cool sensation, and I could feel my muscles relaxing. So it really, even in a session, it can change. So you just have to be open to however the energy is going to flow for you.
You can always just, if you can, I don't want to say you have to go directly into meditation, but if you just close your eyes and listen to your body, right? Your hands will be guided too to where there might need to be some healing done.
So who asked the question about the
Sandra?
hands? Sandra? I kind of popped in the chat. I do How do you bring the hot and warm feelings into your hands, Reiki, to be able to use it on your own body? So you're asking for yourself, how to do your own self healing with Reiki. Always, always intention. Um, Sorry, my system keeps lagging over here for me, so I'm not sure if I'm breaking up for you guys or not. Um, but I feel like your intention to where you need that healing, you can set that for yourself. So say you're having an issue with, your left arm and there's pain. So just by putting that intention and coming into your heart center and taking a couple deep breaths and just putting your hand there and holding it where you need that healing, that energy will start building up and you'll be transmuting, pulling that energy in from your source. Um, I kind of, I've studied so many different energetic systems that they all blend together. They're all basically the same, just called different names. Um, so, just having that pure intention that you are bringing that healing energy into the spot that is needed, you'll start to feel whatever it is, whether, like Carrie said, it's warmth, it's cooling, and sometimes you'll feel that energy pulling you in a different direction. So when I was a massage therapist and I was working on people's body, I would actually tap into that energy, and that energy would guide me into where that person not necessarily was feeling the pain, but in that spot where that energetic stagnant energy was, to be moved out so that that energy could flow through it. So not necessarily is it where you're feeling the pain, the energy could be blocked in other areas or stagnant, and just allowing yourself to be with that feeling and the sensations, and whether you're moving it down or up, perhaps that pain you're feeling in your shoulder is actually up in the neck that needs to be unblocked so that that energy can flow through you. I hope that makes sense, and hopefully I didn't break up too much while I was saying that.
You're fine. You didn't break up at all. I think once a tiny bit, but that was it. Oh, very cool. So it is 8:43. Do we want to get
Ooh,
it's about that
we're getting there.
time? So should we explain how we're gonna do the readings for the winner? I think Deb is frozen.
So go ahead, Jill. Explain it, or just, I think
So
you're the
so
safest
we're
one
gonna
right now.
we're gonna pull. So literally we're going old school. I don't have a we don't have a fancy wheel. Carrie is actually Ella's gonna pull a name for us, and we will depend now if you're here tonight. If it's a name that's on the live stream, obviously you'll know right away. If not, we will get in contact with you. And if we don't hear back from the winner, say like in a week or so, we might draw another name. Whoever wins will be your choice to either come on live with us to have your reading done live. If you prefer it private, which we absolutely understand, then we'll do a private Zoom recording with the three of us giving you a reading. So, all right, Ella, do your job. You got one job to do tonight.
There's nothing better than having a panel reading when you have three amazing healers working with you one-on-one. And if you are willing to come on here, that's great. If not, Zoom is the next best place.
And then you can just maybe let us know how, next time if you join us live, just let everyone know how it went. Just give us feedback if you were happy, dissatisfied.
Yes, Jonathan, thank you.
Yes.
Good karma.
Did Miss Ella pull one?
Yep. Good karma.
So Good Karma is one of our bridge buddies. So
Good
I
job,
will-
Ella. Way to go. Some good
So
karma
I-
for good karma.
good. That's right. Perfect for tonight, right?
Good job, baby girl.
Thank
did
you,
love it.
Ella. You get a prize. Tell Nanny you
Thank
want
you,
a prize for
Ella.
work.
Can you say you're welcome? She says you're welcome.
Yeah. I got some wet stuff.
It's okay.
Why it's wet?
I love her little voice.
Thank you, Jonathan, for reminding everybody to hit the like button.
Hello, my friend Michelle. So I know how I can get in contact with Good Karma, so I'll let the ladies know. And hopefully, yeah, that's exciting. I'm so glad we finally got to do that. So we only have about just under 15 minutes. So according to the chat, it looks like next month we are going to be talking angels.
Excellent.
Realized Lisa mad. Wasn't mad
What does
about
that
what?
mean?
I'm not a mod. So I'm not a mod. So on my own channel, because I signed I didn't sign in to YouTube under our channel. It's just me, and I didn't make myself a moderator, but that's okay because John Aside and Michelle are here, so I'm not worried.
What?
Because it went in the cup holder.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna change it. So I think for the last 10 minutes,
I know.
I don't know if Carrie's gonna be able to pull a car. She's got her hands full.
Sure, she can.
I want to go in the tub.
You don't. Okay, you don't have to.
Was trying
No
to.
wrench. No wrench.
I know. I gotta. Well, I have to give both of you wrench. Well, I mean, you can do it yourself.
I want my hair wet.
Okay, it's fine.
I love her little voice.
She doesn't want her hair wet. Oh,
She's so sweet.
Debbie, you got some jumpers?
I don't blame her. So are we reading for anybody specific, or are we just
I think
pulling
just
a
because
card for the collective?
let's just do that. We only have like just not even 10 minutes left. So, next week when we start angel talk, we'll be pulling out our angel decks to ask our angels questions, right?
you want this? That'll be nice. I was gonna say something not so nice, but that's all right.
You can say something not so nice.
What were you gonna say? Speak your truth.
Speak your truth, even if it's not nice.
I said, "You want this? Do you
But
want
say
this?
it in a loving way.
You want this switch to bring out the angel cards?"
I know, right?
And with that, nature
Right?
spirit jumps. Nature spirits are my angels. Yeah, I work with the angels too. I don't just. I do a lot of work with the angels. Actually, I'm just being silly and facetious.
That's okay. We knew you were just being a smartass, but we love you.
So devotion with your nature spirits, and there's a beautiful moon reflecting off of the water, and like kind of like the stars. And I'm not very good at holding it today. Sorry, guys.
Looks good.
So reflection, devotion, connecting, kind of wrapping and tying into the whole self-care piece. Sometimes I think often we tend to be devoted to everything else and we forget that we need to be devoted to ourselves. And so this card is just a reminder at this time that it's time to make yourself a priority. It's time to devote some time for yourself. Jill, I mentioned earlier, sometimes you have to put it on your calendar to make it happen. So whatever it is that it's going to reflect on what is going to work for you in this hour and in this time, so that you can devote to yourself and connect with your higher spirits.
Love it.
Very good. Are you still shuffling, Jill?
Well, yeah, I didn't know. So I can go next. So in the spirit of Carrie being fresh, I whipped out my my Rebel deck. It's my some people call it the unicorn deck, some people so Ella block your ears, some people call it the fucking deck. So that's what I am pulling tonight for my card. So these ones are funny. Hold on. Whoa. So don't fucking force it. Allow that shit to come to you. Drop your fucking ego. And vulnerability is hot as fuck. And then I got love. Get some more. Give some
Ella,
more.
close your ears.
It will cheer you up. I know it was a bad deck, but I thought it was perfect for a little bit of, brutal honesty. So when it comes to self-care, drop your ego. It's all about you, but not all about you, if that makes sense. And don't force it. Like, self-care is not supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be like something that is a struggle or that is not fulfilling. So don't force it. Like, if something's not working for you, like if you're like, I think I'm going to learn how to knit or bake fabulous bread like Deb, and it's not fun, don't force it. Choose something else. And then just always remember love. Give some, get some. It always cheers you up, right? Just like Deb and I were talking about connecting with our friends. Hope that makes sense. All right, take it away,
so
Deb.
I got I say out to every negative thought that comes to my mind. No person, place, or thing has any power over me, for I am the only thinker in my mind. I create my own reality and everyone in it. My thoughts and creative. The other card I got was I claim my own power and I lovingly create my own reality. I ask for more understanding so that I may knowingly and lovingly shape my world and my experiences. You can't make this shit up, people. You
You
really
can't.
can't. And that's, I feel like that's a great place for us to kind of wrap up with the messages that we all got for everybody collectively. It's really getting to know ourselves, understanding what it is that we want, not accepting the things that are not serving to us. If you get a hell yes, then you know you're making the right choice. And that's with hell yes within your whole body. If you're getting a hell fucking no way, run. Run. Go in the opposite direction. My nose keeps itching me. Spirit must be all around me.
Deb, what deck were you using?
And
Someone was asking.
go ahead.
No, what deck was it that you just used?
It's the one that you get.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the one that you gave me. It's the
Power of
the
Thought.
Power of Thought cards by Louise Hayes.
Founder of Hay House.
Or Louise Hay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's my favorite deck right now. I just love the messages in it. And Miss Jilly Beans, because she buys so many cards, gifted me this one.
I did, but I pull from it every morning. So part, I guess,
I
my
love it.
self-care every day. I pull a card every morning, and guess what? I use my little stand that it came with, and whatever my message is, I sit it on my desk so I can look at it all day long to remind myself.
Yep.
All right.
I love it. It's so cool.
So thank you so much, everyone, again tonight for coming. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Much love to all. Stay safe. Anything else, ladies?
Ella says goodnight and is asleep.
I think I'm.
Good night, Ella.
Oh, good night, Ella.
Everyone be quiet.
Perfect timing. Grammy can take time for herself.
Bye,
Random.
everyone.
Bye.